When you write your film, think of what you have at your disposal. When I made my film Sharp and Sudden, a chase thriller, I had access to a school bus. My friend owns a Greek restaurant, so I know he would allow me to film there on off hours.
Doctor's office.
And the co-producer of Sharp and Sudden, Vernon Gravdale, was a helicopter pilot. We filmed these scenes with multiple cameras. For Lost Emulsion, we found the 120-year-old house where a lost version of Romeo and Juliet, filmed in 1916, was filmed. I simply mailed the homeowner an explanation of what I'm doing, what type of film, and I'd like to film on her property, and she responded yes. For my other documentary, The Make Believers, I wanted to film in a unique bar in Farmingdale. The owner at first said no, because a film crew said they were going to be there just for a few hours, and they wound up being there like 8 hours. So I went over there with my equipment, and I showed what shots I need, and I'd be done in about an hour and a half, and he believed me. So we're actually done in about 45 minutes.
Paul Kruger.
That's where using the least amount of equipment pays off. For another film, Every Move You Make, we filmed outside of these carnivals to make it look like we're in the carnival.
Tell your friend this is going to backfire on her. Okay, let's go.
New York-based actor Frank Franconeri was truly a lucky find. He's a terrific actor and would improvise wonderfully.
Very important. Very important. We must not draw attention to each other. Okay? We gotta act completely normal. We'll talk later as we walk to my car.
Well, we went to film this scene in Every Move You Make, where this young man is having lunch with his parents, and his attorney is distracted by a beautiful girl who comes walking into the pizzeria. It turns out the actress could not make it there the day we were filming with the other actors. We filmed her scenes a week later. We blocked out the scene a certain way, so the scenes from the 2 separate days match perfectly.
We're going to countersue. Why? Because she is the stalker.
For Silver Night, this scene originally ends with actress Shauna Berminder standing by the door and saying, "This is our night, this is Silver Night."
You know how to use this.
We watched a rough cut of the scene and we figured that was kind of dull. So her and I filmed a more dramatic ending to the scene.
That means big sister's gonna have to come down and bail little sister out.
Shut up. Speak when spoken to.
We needed police cars for Sharp and Sudden, so we contacted the local public relations department of the Suffolk County Police Department. They wanted to see the script just to make sure the film wasn't anti-cop. So they allowed us to film at the 4th Precinct for a half hour. I had my shots all planned out so we could work quickly, and we got our police cars. We were done in about a half hour. Many people brag about buying expensive cameras and microphones and whatnot. We put our money into travel and filmed a scene for Every Move You Make in Florida. Develop a style. What I like to do, I'm filming the front of a location outside. I like to be across the street and let the traffic pass between the camera and the location. Yeah, it makes the shot more dynamic, I feel. In Lost Emulsion, we needed this TV to show an image of a burning building. We lined up the TV, layered a blue-tinted stock footage shot of a fire. Layer 2 was the 1967 style television text. Now, to further the illusion of a TV screen, look at the speckles around the screen. I added a layer of glare that would naturally come if you're watching a TV outside. This camera car mount was created by layering blocks of foam on a car hood by the radiator area, placing a wooden board above the foam. This was secured by stretching duct tape over the hood without touching the paint. The camera was then mounted on the board.
Accused of, okay, and you're here to bump me off. The second scenario is that you're a cop or some kind of decoy fabricated by the FBI to lure me to jail.
We wrapped the camera heavily in plastic to allow us to get this rainy scene through Times Square.
Boy, this stuff works better.
When interviewing people for a documentary, especially if they're working professionals and you're filming them at their place of work, you want to work very quickly. And this was a case of professional writer David Del Valle. To avoid the dreaded talking head shot, I filmed him at slightly skewed angles on a staircase. Again, I kept the equipment to a bare minimum. Again, when I went to the Library of Congress, I am on their time. So I did what I can to work with the minimal equipment, so I took up less of their time, and they became more relaxed. They're actually showing me more stuff that I could use in my documentary. For my new film, The Wendy Wild Story, I filmed my conversations with her friends, and I used this very natural reaction. Movie night. So that's where we went.